Do you have a chief information security officer or somebody who specializes in cybersecurity at a strategic level on your board of advisors? This is often an area that companies didn't focus on. If you look at most board of directors or board of advisors, whatever you want to call it for your organization, whether you're private, public, or startup, usually those positions are focused on business rainmakers. You're going to put folks that have connections, that have had big positions at billion-dollar companies, that know folks that are focused on finance, business development, and revenue. That's usually the primary focus. When you think about cybersecurity, most organizations focus more on, oh, that's a technology problem. That's something that we just need to make sure that we have our data protected, we have encryption, we have the keys, we have all those methods in place, but they don't really think of it as a business problem. However, it absolutely is. Because in most organizations, it's the one thing that's unpredictable. Most companies, most board of directors are very good at predicting market changes, competition, and other factors along those lines. They know how to mitigate and reduce those risks. But when it comes to cybersecurity, it's brand new territory. Most board of directors don't understand what those risks are and how to address them. So as we start seeing cybersecurity becoming more of a business problem and more of an impact to business, as companies have to pay $3, $4, $5 million ransoms, and we're seeing cyber insurance getting harder and harder and more companies being denied access, we're seeing cyber become more important to the business. And if I haven't convinced you, let the government convince you. The SEC, right, for all publicly traded companies, is starting to put together new regulation that you have to have a CISO, a Chief Information Security Officer, on your board of directors. This is something they're putting together drafts, they're pushing, and most likely will be rolled out in the future. And I agree. As we're seeing more and more companies being negatively impacted by cyber and more executives and boards unaware of those threats until it's too late, it's very, very important that we start getting much more proactive on cybersecurity instead of reactive. So if you haven't thought about it, what type of person or position do you need on your board that can advise and help you on cybersecurity? What are the biggest challenges that your board is having that if you had an advisor that was focused on that area could help you make better decisions? Like I said, whether you think it's important or not, and it is important, you might have no choice, because as more regulations get passed and more companies are publicly traded, the SEC is going to start to put more regulation that says you don't get to choose. We believe it's too big a risk, and we're going to mandate that you have somebody focused on cyber on your board. Isn't it better to be proactive and start addressing cybersecurity at a business level and put a cybersecurity expert on your board instead of waiting until it's too late?